So, back in United Stars of Andromeda, everyone was still talking about the last king of Andromeda, and they were talking about the king's party favor scandal. And they weren't sure whether to believe the king or the billionaires concerning who was being passed around at the parties at the palace, because the king was saying that he was having the Andromedan billionaires passed around, whereas the Andromedan billionaires were saying that they were actually the ones having the king passed around. And although most people were split on who to believe, most Andromedans didn't believe either one of them, and they were still saying that it was most likely that both the king and the Andromedan billionaires were passing around the manservants, who the Andromedans were saying that the king was treating like slaves. So, yeah, well, a lot of Andromedans were talking about this issue. Some Andromedans were talking about President Snow and his proposed gladiator games. And they were talking about how President Snow had put out an announcement saying that these gladiator games would be between political opponents and that they would very likely be held every year to decide who the new leaders were, and that these games would be held in lieu of elections. And although President Snow was claiming that these games would be non-violent and non-sexual because they would be using wooden swords instead of real swords, none of the Andromedans actually believed him, because he didn't want women in attendance.